Are you still trying to convince me?
Look, the school district knows we have more authority to inflict. What I'll put in the lightest terms possible, cruel and unusual punishment if we exercise our right to investigate this ourselves instead of going to the police.
And my history with the police academy had nothing to do with my assignment to this case?
Officially, no. But we don't have to speak with our tongue in our cheeks in these offices.
Huh.
Come on, you have to have some inclination for this line of work. You're basically a private eye, even if the police station did give you some fancy job title.
Yeah, but it's not as same as taking away everyone's opportunities. This way I can give them back.
Let's not forget you're a security guard, not some kind of life coach.
I'm working on that.
Okay, how can we help?
Connections.
Alright, you take this job, this one job, and you'll get them.
Alone?
We hired a free agent as your partner. Paulo Blanco. All it took to convince him was a year's salary up front.
You expect this to go on for a year?
No, his quality service is just too scarce to turn down at this price.
You mean he won't squeal?
You take what you can find. Take some time, get to know him, get him caught up on the case, and get to work.
Alright, just so I know what I'm getting myself into. What's he like?
In a word, eccentric.
Yeah?
Hello? Poro Blanco?
How am I of service?
My name is Buddy Blackgoat. I'm a security guard at the high school that hired you. We were assigned to work on the narcotics case being investigated at the moment.
Yeah, I was wondering when you'd call me. I hope I still have the job because I already spent your money and I don't think the person I gave it to is going to want to give it back.
Yes, we'd still like you to help. But since we'll be working together, we should get to know the case together. When can we meet so I can debrief you on everything that's going on?
Well, I was about to get something to eat. We can talk about it over breakfast.
Right now?
Yeah, just meet me at the town market in 20 minutes.
Okay. I'll be there as quickly as I can.
Yes, yeah. Well, if you don't mind, I start without you. Okay. Right to business, son. They didn't tell me much. Just that the school's pretty sure there's a whole lot of grading material being passed to your school.
Right now we're trying to refrain from describing it as a full-fledged underground market.
Has anyone been caught with it on hand?
No, but we've gotten close, which suggests some surprisingly well-executed distribution among kids who are also unwilling to flush.
Well, any and all the cases I've worked on point to the fact that big location areas like your school are just rings for distribution. It makes it convenient for people selling to pass it through. The big areas and warehouses where this is being made are all on the outskirts of town.
Yeah, that might be a little bit out of our jurisdiction.
Even if we get every dealer at your school, they'll just find another location.
We don't have any leads to work with, so much of what we'll be doing is waiting for one.
No, we're not waiting. We're finding a lead. They didn't hire me just because I'm cheap. So evaluation tomorrow, right?
Yep.
What have we got to show the boss for all our hard work?
You want to see? Cigarettes and trash.
No drugs. I'm starting to wonder if they sent us on a goose chase.
Either way, you should take this to the financial office for inventory.
Found something.
Nowhere?
Only 15% of the school's income is being accounted for. Look at what's officially on record as an expenditure and the school's total sums. They don't match.
So where's it going?
It doesn't say here, but I doubt it's in any of the papers that I didn't take. It's being done on purpose. These sums and totals aren't originals. And these papers that I took are copies of others.
So this has nothing to do with drugs.
We have nothing else to show at the evaluation. And it's more suspicious than anything we've dug up.
Yeah, I don't think the chief will approve of this.
This is it? 2 weeks? This is all you can get in 2 weeks? This isn't substantial.
But come on, that doesn't mean it doesn't suggest anything substantial. This isn't normal.
Why haven't you gotten any drugs?
Because no one has any, that's why.
We've checked every backpack in every corner, and it's all clean.
We know what's going on. Just be patient, stay focused on what you're doing, and it'll come up eventually.
Yeah, sure, eventually. By the time we find anything, this whole place will crumble to the ground.
Just keep looking. It'll turn up.
Hey,
I'm starting to think this drug hunt's just a way to keep us out of the way.
you think this is really worth looking into?
You saw the files yourself.
So then what's next?
The files are a little dated. The records say that the school replaced the vice principal right in the middle of filing their income. A guy named Emerson Peshlikai.
Where can we find him?
Oh, he's still here.
He still works here? What does he do?
Hey, you need a hand?
Well, that's not necessary. I'm sure you two have a lot on your hands.
Hardly.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're going a little crazy just sitting around.
Well, I've always got plenty of you two who can't stand to waste time.
We can't even help our way into getting into repairs. I mean, I know it's not in the job description, but...
Like anything gets fixed around here. Someone's gonna get killed one of these days.
Does it upset you how things are being run around here?
They seem to think it works well enough. What I think doesn't really matter now. No one wants to hear about it anyway.
Let's say we didn't.
I've been collecting a lot of the stuff over the past few years. A lot of it is useless. But that's a problem with the system. If you try to wrap your head around it yourself, you have to stay focused. Else, the tangents will take you to some dark place.
Has it been worth it?
You tell me. The school makes less money than it should be making. Now, as far as government sustenance is involved, now you two are right. Now, where exactly the school gets its total income from, I don't know. But the unaccounted money that you two saw for heads straight to the counseling department.
All of it?
No, but a substantial amount. Wherever the money is being sent, the school wants to make sure it's kept under wraps. Now, there are 3 layers of federal sums that are being reported. 1, the one which you two saw, and 2, the one I managed to find, and a 3rd, which I'm sure will tell us where the money is coming from and where it is going. Now, for as long as I've been looking as shady as it all seems, I doubt it'll ever see the light of day. It goes without saying that if you two let what was said in here leave these walls, I'll deny ever knowing your names. Which I don't.
Let's keep it that way for now. But if you ever feel like sharing again, give us a call.
So if the money's going to counseling,
Then we see the counselor.
Well, at the risk of disappointing you two, I'm simply afraid I don't have any knowledge to what the financial situation in my department is. Not that I would know anyways. I got plenty of work on at the moment.
I'm sure you must be very busy.
The school has been getting back on its feet. We've all had our hands full.
that's actually true.
What happened?
Well, we experienced a small crisis just a few years ago, and expulsion rates were at its highest rate. The council department had a big part in bringing the school back on its feet.
What exactly do you do?
I'm in charge of students reform. I work personally with high-rate students. Many of my students are on top of their classes. As far as funding, that much I can't help you with. Will you excuse me?
What are you doing?
Did you believe any of that?
It's true, it's really his job.
He's not telling us everything. This is the only way to get straight answers. We'll let you get back to your work.
I'm sorry I couldn't be more helpful.
Natus didn't say you were coming.
We don't need to get him worried.
Keep working. Is there a problem? Is this a job offer?
Some files went missing from the main office. We think we know who did it. Emerson Patrick. He was working at the school a couple days ago, then he disappeared.
What does Natus want?
We can't have those files yet out in the open. We need to get rid of him. Can you find him?
You have little faith. What are you so afraid of?
Another thing, these 2 security guards that work up at the school. I don't know if they're rowdy or just a threat. I just don't like them.
Oh. They sure won't like me.
These files don't tell us much of anything that we don't know.
Well, that's useful.
The school makes a lot of money. Definitely more than they're lead on to believe. The amount that comes from the government doesn't make any sense. And everything that goes to the counseling department is filtered through the counselor. He could be doing anything with it.
Like what?
Well, some of it's sent to about a dozen bank accounts, but only a handful are registered by people over 18.
The rest are minors?
I think they might be students from the school.
I didn't expect them to tell me anything, but that's okay. We got proof that they're selling. Good job.
You could thank us by digging up some information on the school's finances.
I'm guessing I found out as much as you two have. But if you're that curious, you should know this kid's parents donate to the school pretty regularly.
They can do that?
I'm told the school reports it as donations to the state government, so it must be in some of the files.
I didn't see anything like that.
And I suggest you go talk to this kid's parents. Maybe they can help you out.
There it is.
I got the call about my son yesterday. I wasn't aware we were supposed to have a meeting with his teachers. If I'd have known, I would have had him be here.
Oh, we're not his teachers. We're security guards. When we caught yourself to narcotics, we became curious about a few things, and we're wondering if you could help.
As much as I can, sure.
Does your family donate to the school
In a way, yes, through the community program.
program?
Well, my husband and I were part of the program for improvement and reconstruction, and recently, we tried working with the school. They offered to help build some playgrounds and small homes in exchange for some donations to some of the school's departments. Because it was supposed to be considered community service, the government was supposed to give them extra funding. But it must not have been much because the playground was never built, and the homes that were built didn't pass their safety inspections. Some lawsuits were filed, but they never made it to court. And some undisclosed amounts were given to families to make them drop their lawsuits. When my husband and I heard that, we left the program and we're planning on moving away soon too.
Need a little help?
You two would know. I'm as familiar with the cops as the next guy, but you two don't necessarily strike that description.
We were just hoping you could humor us.
I can do as much.
Do you live around here?
More like do business. You two strike me a bit odd. Almost like you don't know what you're looking for. I've been working in the underbelly of this city for a while, so I understand that eventually, if you keep looking for trouble, it'll find you. If you keep on seeing me, you might want to reconsider your course of action. Next time you see Emerson Peshlikai, let him know that too.
Where's Peshlikai?
He resigned last week.
want to meet us tonight.
Where?
What are you doing, man? This is crazy. Thanks for seeing me. It was a lot asking, but I know I don't have much time. I couldn't stand watching them do it anymore. All the money they're siphoning out of the government and the families. I tried to go public, but they got to me first. And the only other option, besides from getting my brains blown out right then and there, was to stay under surveillance. I figured if I could lay low and try to gather as much information as I could try again. This is why they're after me.
What's in it?
Exactly what I was suspecting. The school is getting funding from the state because they're claiming they're participating in land projects in developing areas. Coupled with the donations from those families, they're making a killing. Now, by doing less than the bare minimum on those projects, they can basically pocket all the cash, which is being saturated at the top, all the way to the superintendent, Natus Cardona. There, they can then pull it through and invest it into the drug market they've essentially monopolized.
So you're saying the school is running drug trade?
That's just the surface. This is public abuse and fraud on a national level. The drugs are just small change.
Do you need a place to stay?
No, but they can't know that you two have this now. You two are the only way that this will get the attention it deserves and needs. The system is overflowing with corruption, and they're tracking us down as we speak. So now, I've helped you with all that I can do. Now we gotta watch out for ourselves.
I'll let Natus know that the strain you put on us during the course of this investigation was noticed and is adequately being adjusted to the level of treatment you're getting.
You can't possibly get paid enough for this.
No, but I'm compensated fairly. You see, I don't care what Natus needs. I'm not interested in the files that you stole. I'm only interested in my own personal fulfillment. You see, around here, I'm not just for hire. I'm a provider. I provide just enough for what Natus needs. Too little, and he rejects me. Too much, and he becomes ungrateful. This is his daily bread. This isn't the manna that descended from heaven, under the desert, for the nourishment of our ancestors. No, this is the bread from which those who partake shall not die but have everlasting life. Ah!
I didn't know you two would be causing me problems.
Who's this?
Had I had known, I would have taken care of things at our earlier arrangement.
How'd you get this number?
Emerson Peshlikai was kind enough to give it to me. I'm assuming you two don't understand the magnitude of what you're trying to hold on to, but rest assured, it can't possibly be worth what you're after.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just consider this fair warning. If you don't want to end up like Emerson Peshlikai, don't hide from me. This isn't a game.
We know what's in the files that we have. What we need you to tell us is why they're worth hiding.
A few years ago, I was getting a lot of pressure from the school district and the state with the increasing amount of expulsion and dropout rates. At the time, I was working with a group of high-risk students, but they were only getting worse. I knew it was about time that I was going to get out of the job and permanently with the politics in the school system. If anything I could hope for is just get put on the blacklist.
While you're still here.
I reached out to Natus. He gave me an offer to let me keep my job, safe for my conscience.
Well, that certainly isn't intact.
I'll be overseen by Tom Benson, while I ran the drug marketing scheme. My group of high-risk students will sell the private essentially exchange for diplomas. They also did the work on houses and land development. Because the grades are up, I can keep my job, and the school gets more funding from the state.
And you willingly step back and let it all happen?
Hey, all intentions start out noble, but one way or another, we all end up like Emerson Peshlikai. Hey! Hey, you can't just leave me here. They'll find me and they'll find you.
So what's next?
I have his keys, so we can get into his office and find any more files that we need. Find more evidence.
Hey, over here. Where are they?
They left, man. I don't know where they went.
Well, look at this.
It's all over now. It's all done.
You think this will stop everything? I'm not even the end of this operation. It'll take a lot more than 2 renegade security guards to stop all of this. I've seen a lot more than anybody ever should, and I don't know what's next. But you know what? Think about this. You've done all of this. Everything you've found out, everything you've done, and you've never even seen Natus. You know the power he wields, you know what he can do, but you've never seen him. But I can assure you he's seen plenty of you. Everything you've done, everything you will do, it will turn into dust. Nothing that matters. None of this. The abused will carry on, and so will the abusers. You shall be witnesses to me, to the end of the earth.
I'd like to think it's over.
How so?
At least some progress was made. I mean, we worked hard, persevered. We were fighting the good fight. But the government's about to start their investigation, and I don't know, I just have this feeling
What?
that it was true. That it was too much. I mean, it was certainly over our heads, I don't doubt that. But even if we were in the kind of position to make a difference, I don't know.
I don't know you that well. And it'd be hard to presume that I've taught you anything. But experience is something, I suppose. We all learn something from everyone we get to know.
So you saying I taught you something?
Yes and no, but I mean, in our line of work, specifically, I met a kid once. Went to school where I was working at, in a different town, a while back. He wasn't anything special, but you could miss him blending into the crowds of kids if you didn't pay attention, but because of me, he got kicked out of that school. I never saw him again, but he left me a letter and said that all I would ever do, all I would ever experience, all that I would ever learn, and all that I would ever teach others would eventually fade away. And I brushed it off. Who was he to tell me what my life was worth?